Look, I don't care what anyone says. Red Dead Redemption 2 is absolutely a masterpiece. I love the game. I think everyone should play it. But Red Dead Online, kind of boring though. See, people's main concern leading up to Red Dead Redemption 2 release was how they were going to handle online. Like, everyone knew the game was going to be great. It's a Rockstar game. But no one knew how the online was going to turn out because, again, it's a Rockstar game. Back in like 2008 and 2010 with GTA 4 and Red Dead Redemption, online was a lot simpler. Like, you took the basic game's map, you put a bunch of players in, you made some extra modes, bada bing, bada boom, you got best online experience ever. Now it's a little different. You have this great game wrapped up in too much grinding for things that cost way too much around people like little toxic kids and grown-ups that do way too much in a game that way too much of the time didn't even work. But now that Red Dead Redemption 2 online is out and I've played it for a good amount of time, I can now say Red Dead Redemption 2 online is a Red Dead waste of time. See what I did there? Alright, let's start out with the story. Because, yeah, there is a story. I mean, it's there, but it's not very interesting. So basically, it's your character. They're about to get hanged for something they didn't really do. And then you're broken out by this woman who wants their help killing the people who framed you and coincidentally killed her husband. Like, the characters are good. Like, they have good dialogue. The voice actors do a great job. The performance overall is very good. But the thing is, there's only so much you can do with a story where people are just talking at you. Like, you don't really say anything. It's the same thing with strangers, too. Like, you can meet strangers in the world. There are a few interesting characters, a few familiar faces. But, again, it's like GTA 3 with less incentives. It's just people talk to you, you do what they say, and you get money. But there isn't that much incentive behind it. And that leads to my next point, incentives. Money, because that's everyone's incentives. And it was also the biggest worry people had going into Red Dead Redemption 2, like what kind of monetization scheme they were going to cook up for players, and what kind of crazy things they were going to add into the game to justify that price. Like me personally, I was looking forward to a rainbow unicorn that could fly with a mini cannon at my strap, but we don't really have anything crazy like that. Everything's fairly priced, and overall, I have to say, like, there's not a lot of reason to spend real world money, or the money in the game in general. There's nothing really there. Everything is evenly priced. Anything that isn't, I don't really want. Except the guns, though. They charge a lot for that, and that's definitely where they're going to get the most money from. They charge like $70 for one little customization. Another thing they really like overprice is the gold bars. That's the second form of currency in the game. And you don't get a lot of it from missions, and they're already selling it on the PlayStation Store. So that's definitely how they're going to make money. But I never really found a situation where I actually wanted to use it. So that's okay, I guess. Okay, but the real reason Red Dead Online is boring is because of the lack of modes there are. This is supposed to be the real meat of an online game, and it's almost like they forgot about it here. You've got story mode, which I already explained is boring, showdown, races, and free roam. Showdown is a collection of all the little kill your enemy type matches, team deathmatch, last man standing, and capture. They all actually work fairly well because of the shooting mechanic. It's a lot less of mow you down with a combat MG, some kind of machine gun. It's a lot more about getting a headshot. No one's constantly rolling to the side. Everyone's just trying to pinpoint their shot, and it's refreshing to say the most. Like, it's not the funnest, but it serves well. It's fine. There are also races. They're kind of just weird. I mean, it kind of takes a while to get used to racing with a Mustang to an actual Mustang. I actually don't know if they have these horses in this game. They're not bad, but they're not good. Free roam is probably the funnest thing you can do. Just get with a group of people, harass other people, go into a town, start a like crazy riot or whatever. It's always been fun. It's always been like the strength of these games, and I'm glad that they still keep it strong here. There are a bunch of activities you can do in the free roam that come from the main game. Hunting, fishing, all that stuff is there. You don't really care about it though. Again, no incentive to do it. There's a camp system. I don't know why that's there. It's useless. Uh, Other than that, there's nothing really there. But before I end the video, I want to talk about a few other things I feel is important. The connection that was really a big drawback in GTA Online. A personally big drawback for me. I'm glad to say in Red Dead Redemption 2 Online, it's almost like the issue's been solved. There are barely any problems joining. It's fast, it's efficient. I appreciate that. So that's good. The players are not toxic. Everyone just kind of minds their own business. It's either because the map is so big, no one wants to bother with anyone, or no one knows what they're doing, kind of like me. And other than that, that's about it. So Red Dead Online is boring. It's in my title video. There's not a lot of things to do, no incentive to do anything, and a big defense I hear for it is that it's just starting out. It was like this for GTA Online too, but that's not really an excuse. Like with GTA Online, you always had something to work towards, whether it was that really expensive car or that really expensive apartment. There was always something to work towards. Here, there's not really anything, and I don't see how they're gonna make some kind of incentive to work towards in this kind of setting. It's just not the right setting for them to add those kind of incentives. But even if they do start to work on it, I also don't want it to become like one of the GTA Online things where they don't work on any story DLC and they kind of just forget about everything else. So overall, I kind of just want my zombie undead DLC. I want them to work on the online. I want them to make it better because it's fun. It has potential. They just need to work on it. But more importantly, more than any of those two things, I want my rainbow unicorn, like, please.